welcome to Rapid Reviews Podcast, episode 225. I hope that first welcome came through.
The first one did.
Did it? Okay, because the little green box around my face did not light up. But I am your poor sickly co-host, Kiley Wilde.
Boo, you whore.
Oh my God, don't make me laugh. And I'm joined by my ever-present co-host, Pete Beckett.
I'm not sick. Hello.
And our wonderful, fabulous, lovely, wonderful, fabulous, beautiful chat is with us too.
To which Dan could have said, well, ... come. Bit of a delay. And Brent put, bueno. Hello. Howdy.
Brent.
Brentamente, as you would say.
Brentamente. It is what I say.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? That this is a great show, and I'm glad you've joined us. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Our fabulous, beautiful, wonderful chat, who I love and adore. You can come join us and be part of that over at twitch.tv/rapid reviews.
Yeah.
I'm usually way more perky than this, but I got sick.
Yeah, but of course you did.
I'm going to get better. I'm going to be well. Be well, John Spartan.
It'll pass.
Yes, this too will pass. As will the kidney stone. No. I've heard that kidney stones are like the worst pain on earth.
Well, did you see the fact? No, I'm not doing it.
What? I'm scared to ask.
It's a Family Guy joke. I think that's all I need to know. Anyway.
Retro!
Hello,
How
Retro.
are you?
Right.
How are you tonight?
Let's move swiftly on.
Yes. I have words I usually say at this point, which is...
Usually
yes.
I would ask my guests.
Usually we have a guest, but since we don't have a guest, I'll ask Pete. Pete, how was your week and what have you been playing? How you like that announcer voice? How do you like me now?
Good. Yeah, been an alright week. Busy at work as per usual. It's never going to change. Been an okay weekend. I've had a little bit of time for some gaming. Not a hell of a lot, if I'm honest. But I have been playing a couple of things. One relatively new and one follow-up game from last week. So I've been playing a little bit more of Lonely Mountain's Snow Riders, the game that came out on Xbox a couple of weeks ago. And after having a few mates over, they equally enjoyed the game as well. And I think I might have got one to make a potential purchase on Steam because of it.
Good. Very good.
I'm now, I think, on the 4th run of Mountains, or runs themselves. Only the blue ones. Still haven't done enough to unlock the black, the diamond courses, or the black ones, which are basically just the harder versions of them, but you have to meet specific requirements to be able to unlock them, which I haven't done for some, but I have on some. It is a tough game to play, like, in terms of actually unlocking stuff, because you have to meet these... Some of them are quite difficult requirements, like do the course in a certain amount of time and less than 12 fall-offs or something, or crashes.
Yeah.
So it's quite tough, but yeah, I'm not nearly good enough at the game to get really good times, so it's fine. It's not a problem. I'm just genuinely enjoying the game. It controls really well, and it's just a lot of fun. Might have sunk a bit more time into it than I wanted to this weekend. I haven't had much time to play anything else other than my PC decided to finally finish downloading a game. It took a while, and it's the final game of the series that I've been playing recently. Batman Arkham Knight.
Batman! I knew it. Yep, see? I totally said Batman.
Batman.
I'm Batman.
Yep, so this is the 2015 game by Rocksteady. Yes. One of the things I like to do over the Christmas and New Year, like when there's hardly any games out, is I like to try and see if I can play through my backlog. And my backlog this time around has been the Arkham series, including doing a first-time play of Arkham Origins, which now also includes the first-time play of Arkham Knight. Now that the PC version is completely fixed and playable, I can actually play it. And I've got about 90 minutes in. I'm up. I don't know if you know how much about that game. I'm up to the opening section of the Ace Chemicals.
Yes,
which is only about 90 minutes to 2 hours in the game.
Right.
So far, I'm kind of enjoying it. Probably not as much as I have done with the other games. Like,
Right?
it's one of those ones where traversal and combat is still incredibly fluid and brilliant. Like,
Yeah.
it's the bread and butter of the entire series. Is actual the movement options with gliding around the city, grappling and all that is really, really fun. The improvements to the combat system, including the multi-feared takedown system, I actually think is a genius addition. I really love when they give you that suit and they're like, here's how you do a three-person takedown, like in quick succession. I was like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah.
However, there is a big hindrance in the game, and I'm just going to tell you that it is the Batmobile. I'm really
Oh,
not
yes.
liking it
Yeah.
at all.
Mhm.
I
No,
don't.
I get that.
I really like driving it. I don't like
Yeah.
combat in it,
No,
and it feels.
I
Yeah, go on.
agree with that.
And it
Well,
feels.
no, I just agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like as well that so far. Well, I've had to go to power up an area so that I can move a satellite so I can see coverage around the city, which requires a puzzle using the Batmobile.
Yes.
And now I'm in Ace Chemicals that requires me to use the Batmobile, and it's like I
Yeah.
kind of understand that like they wanted to include it somewhere, but I think there is somewhat of an over reliance on it in terms of its puzzles, in terms of its like general feel in the world. Like I don't enjoy it at all, and I know some people are okay with it. I just not. I can see myself hating it like
Yeah.
very quickly, and I already have. And it's like otherwise it would ruin what is so far a graphically superb and great feeling game. But it's just going to be hindered by that bloody Batmobile. Which oh well. And I know that I already know what the ending is, and I know it's a bit crap. So
Yeah.
it's a bit of a disappointment, but still, that ending is probably still better than Suicide Squad's ending.
More ways than one. Yeah, I like what Pollard says. There's no cup holder.
No, there is an Ivy holder though.
Oh. Um,
So yeah, that's
try
all I've
playing
been
that.
playing.
We'll try playing that with the Luna controller, as I've said many times.
Yeah, which
What do you
is not
want?
ideal.
No, it's not. But do you have any other game?
No, that's basically it this week. I haven't really played much else. So, Kylie, what have you been playing, especially on stream, if many streams this week?
I'm trying to remember what I've been playing.
Hitman was one of them. I know that because
I'm
that's
pretty
kind of an
sure-
every day, a week thing.
Yeah, don't you poop on me.
Oh, I was just thinking that. I was really hoping it wasn't going to happen.
Oh, that'll get us banned off of Twitch. No, I think I played Doom and Hitman.
Doom 2016 or Doom Eternal?
No, Doom Eternal. Sounds like you're saying Doom Maternal,
Nice.
which I was like, there's gotta be a joke in there somewhere. I'm just not feeling well enough to make it.
No.
No, nothing.
I've got nothing. Carry on.
I played a thing called Dead Something.
Dead something.
Let me look that up.
I'm gonna put dead something though.
No, it's Dead Estate. Okay, here's the thing with Dead Estate.
Dead Estate.
Yeah, it was actually a very Doom Eternal, exactly. See, it was a very, very like cute game. It was a dungeon crawler, very reminiscent of the Binding of Isaac and the Zeldas from like Game Boy Zelda and stuff like that.
Yep.
So I don't really have any complaints about that. I just hate tank controls. I just hate them.
Oh yeah, you've mentioned it on numerous occasions.
Yeah, and it just ups the difficulty for me, because I'm just not. I don't have the motor skills, and so I played a few rounds of it, and it was beautiful. I won't say beautiful. It's very, very cute. I just liked it. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed the color scheme and everything like that. The music's really, really good, and again, it's very reminiscent of games of the past. A Link to the Past, and so I still say people should go. There is a demo on Steam, so definitely go try it if you're into dungeon crawlers and those puzzle sorts of games, and give it a chance. But nothing beats Doom Eternal and Hitman for me. Those are my current two favorites.
Yep.
Oh,
of course.
don't do that. And then as far as my week, I collapsed for the first time after a workout, which is why I think I'm sick.
Damn.
Yeah, 20 plus years of being in the gym nearly every day and playing sports. And on Wednesday, I had my first collapse after a workout. So that was fun. And I don't think I've quite recovered from it. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. I don't think I've quite recovered from that.
Yeah, it's
but
quite
outside
possible.
of that, okay, follow. Outside of that, that sums up our week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw it over to you because you have news stories, and we're gonna talk about news stories, and now I'm gonna give opinions on news stories.
Yes, we have news. We're doing news again this week. I mean, there's been some news. I think some of it might cause a bit more debate than the other.
I am nothing but a master debater.
But also one of them, just fair warning, one of them may go somewhat slightly political, which goes against our usual brand.
Yeah.
But I think the story kind of needs to be covered because it is an interesting one. So let's start off with the bad news, shall we? Because industry layoffs again. More industry layoffs. It's the season of layoffs, or it's another year of and another day that ends in Y where layoffs begin.
Yes.
So we had two notable studios that were, or notable loads of rounds of cuts, unfortunately. The first one was Ubisoft. To the surprise of absolutely nobody, probably. Sorry, I should not make jokes. Anyway. So Ubisoft has confirmed the plans to lay off 185 employees in Europe as a result of wider restructuring efforts. This includes the complete closure of one studio in Leamington, in UK.
Oh, I was going to say, that sounds like a British thing.
Yep, Leamington Spa.
Oh.
So, apparently they're also making cuts in Dusseldorf, Stockholm, and Ubisoft Reflections.
That's Canada, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah. So Leamington were previously known as Freestyle Games, studio behind DJ Hero.
Oh, right, okay.
Before it was acquired by Ubisoft from Activision in 2017. It has worked mainly as a support studio for Far Cry 5, Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, and Star Wars Outlaws. Mm-hmm. So as part of the statement that was provided to our source, a VGC for this week, as part of our ongoing efforts to prioritise projects and reduce costs that ensure long-term stability at Ubisoft, we have announced targeted restructuring at Dusseldorf, Stockholm and Ubisoft Reflections and permanent closure of Leamington site. Unfortunately, this should impact 185 employees overall. Deeply grateful for their contributions and committed to supporting them through this transition. Typical, usual statement that they would say.
Speak, as they say.
Yeah, so, but I'm not going to dwell on that too quickly because obviously we're going to go on to the next round of layoffs and cover it as a collective. Because the Dauntless and Fae Farm studio, Phoenix Labs, has announced another round of layoffs, this time affecting the, quote, majority of the studio. The studio suffered layoffs and project cancellations last May, with an engineer claiming at the time about 140 employees had been impacted. Now a second round of layoffs has been announced, with Phoenix Lab confirming that most of its staff is being let go. So I can only surmise that this is probably going to lead to a studio closure.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So the statement reads, "Today is another difficult day at Phoenix Labs. We have made the tough decision to part ways with the majority of the studio as part of unfortunate but necessary changes to our operations. We recognise and deeply appreciate the contributions of every individual impacted. Their talent, dedication and creativity has left an indelible mark on our company and our games. So Phoenix Labs says it will update players on what the layoffs mean for the future of Faith Arms and Dauntless. Quote, for now, our focus is on supporting those affected through this transition. To our industry peers, we encourage you to reach out to these exceptional individuals. They are some of the best in the business. So if you don't know who they are, they were a trio of ex-Riot Games developers. Obviously did the RPG Dauntless and the farm sim Faith Arm, and they were well received by most of the critics.
Yeah.
So
apparently, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so apparently, according to the website, it had several new projects in development, spanning a wide range of styles and genres, fantasy, sci-fi, action, strategy, and everything in between. So, yeah. I mean, what the hell does this mean again for the video games industry, or as such, AAA video game development? I mean, let's be honest, Phoenix Labs are not exactly a AAA developer, though, are they? They're
not,
more of a double A.
Yeah. But I think, I'm going to say something that's probably going to be controversial. But it's me. I think that there are a lot of, we'll call them double A, that are relying on corporate money. And I think if anything, this past year has taught us the consumer, and hopefully us, the business side of things, that corporate money does not come without caveats, and you're probably better off being an indie. Just be an indie studio. Try to raise the capital if you can.
Yeah,
I wouldn't rely on capital money. I wouldn't rely on AAA money after this. That's me personally.
No, I would probably tend to agree with you. The way that the industry is going, unfortunately, it seems like the only way really to do anything is to have some sort of investment by a larger company to at least get your game over the line, or it's to take a publishing deal with either Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo, for some exclusivity.
Yeah, but that puts you beholden to their shareholders.
Of course it does, yeah, because if a game underperforms, then you have a real issue. I think also as well that over the last couple of years where we've had numerous acquisitions by, Tencent, Microsoft, Sony, and Embracer Group, I think that it seems to be it's the only way that some developers and some studios are getting through, is they're in the hope that a merger will happen at some point and that will kind of support their long-term future. But we look at how it has been with things like Tango Gameworks, where they were a part of Bethesda, then let go by Microsoft. So it doesn't necessarily work in that respect either, because Microsoft have shuttered studios down as well. Sony have shut studios down at the cost of $400 million. Concord. So it's not cementing their long-term future regardless. Maybe, just a small idea here, and go with this one. It might sound crazy to start. Maybe we don't need to spend the amount of money on making the kinds of games that most people don't play, that visually look amazing. It's almost like graphics aren't everything.
Yeah, but we've definitely been on the side of that.
Like, I will go and play the most ugly ass looking game of all time, so long as it bloody plays well. I don't care.
Till ridiculously a lot on here,
Yeah.
There's lots of not graphically great games, but it's not even that, because they didn't even, neither Microsoft or Sony, they didn't push graphics to their limit this time either. They're not. They made games. They made games by committee, designed by committee.
Yeah,
made it. They didn't ask the people. They didn't have. Remember, the first cuts that started on all of these things was the QA testers.
Yeah,
and
it usually is.
I said on this show, I was like, "Oh, that ain't good. That ain't good."
No, it's always the QA that seems to be one of the first to go,
the first one.
and then it's story developer or story writers and all that once a project shuts down.
Hello, Mike Tendo.
Hello. Yeah, it's just I don't know, but Yeah, I don't think the industry is really understanding that you don't need to spend 200, 300, 400 million dollars. It's almost like they haven't learnt from Hollywood that spending those kinds of stupidly inflated budgets on games is never going to work, and this is why they're trying to increase game prices, but people aren't budging because they don't want to pay more for an experience that's going to come out mostly broken at the end of it.
Games.
Sorry, say that again.
Just make good games.
Yeah, make good games that people want to play.
Yep. Good games in ink.
Yeah. Well, speaking about leaving money on the table, or in Microsoft's case, not anymore. Let's get to it, because I don't care. I'm gonna say it. Hands up, full disclosure. We used to say it about a certain ex-PlayStation CEO, Lion Jin Ryan.
Jim Ryan, yes.
Now we might have to start calling Phil Spencer the little fibber.
Oh no, not Father Phil.
Father Phil, the little fibber. We should
Fallen
just start.
from grace.
We should start calling him Fibber Phil. Screw it, I don't care. Yeah, Fibber Phil has been talking again, and Fibber Phil can't keep his story straight. Or it's like Microsoft's strategy has decided to change in recent times.
Yep. Also, I do have to say, Mike's comment is just spam.
Let me read it. So, Mike Tendo has put all the QA and story development gets taken out, but as long as the game ticks all the social inclusivity boxes, that's fine.
Drop. But yes, it's the truth.
Yeah. I forgot we're a somewhat audio podcast as well.
Oh,
so yeah,
right.
that was the old mic drop thing that I did.
You'll have to put that in there.
More work for myself. Hell no.
Yeah.
So yeah, Fibber Phil, as I am now affectionately going to call him, because do you remember last year when he came out when they did the 4 games that are coming to PlayStation, and we have no plans at the moment to bring Starfield to PS5.
Yeah.
Because Mr. Phibbs can't help but keep his mouth not very shut for very long. Phil Spencer has reaffirmed that there is no limit to which first-party Microsoft games or Xbox games will appear on other platforms. When asked by Destin Ligari whether or not he could confirm that Starfield will remain exclusive, Spencer replied, "No, there's no specific game. There's no reason for me to put a ring fence around any game and say this game will not go to a place where it will find players and have business success for us."
I mean, let's be honest. In the current era that we're in, exclusivity is a death knell. There's it's you're cutting your nose off to spite your face, and cutting thousands, if not maybe 10,000s, maybe 100,000s of pounds / dollars / yen, whatever, from your bottom line if you're not making, cross-platform games. I think any idea of exclusivity, I hate that word because I can't say it, is a bad direction to go into. That's just me.
Okay, I will hold my thoughts for now.
Okay.
Quote, he carries on, "What we find is we're able to drive a better business that allows us to invest in a great great game lineup like you saw. That's our strategy. Our strategy is to allow our games to be available. Game Pass is an important component of playing the games on our platform." Okay. A PS5 port of Starfield has been rumoured since Xbox shared its vision of the future of Xbox a year ago, where it confirmed that CSVs, Hi-Fi Rush, and more would no longer be console exclusives, like I said. Quote from Spencer, "To keep games off other platforms, that's not a path for us, it doesn't work for us." In November, Spencer said that there were no red lines regarding what Xbox titles would come to other platforms. Earlier this year, it was claimed that both Flight Simulator 2024 and Halo the Master Chief Collection are being planned for PS5. While figures for the multi-platform Xbox games haven't been released, there are signs of success. Sea of Thieves was PS5's most downloaded game in May in both the US and Europe, and that was last year. and it was also confirmed that Doom: The Dark Ages will be coming out on PS5 day and date, as well as the port of Indiana Jones, which is coming out coming out this spring, as well as the Outer Worlds 2 also being planned for the PS5. So, because this now segues into the next news story, because you remember how they had this really interesting Xbox developer direct where they were like, look at all these great things on Game Pass and other platforms.
Yes.
Well, one of their tentpole games is now coming over to PS5 as well. Because it was announced that Forza Horizon 5 is coming to PS5 in the spring.
Right.
The game that most PlayStation fans have kind of wanted for a while.
Right, okay.
So, Forza Horizon 5 is confirmed for PS5 this spring. The port is being handled by Panic Button. That's a great studio to port that, by the way. In partnership with Playground Games and Turn 10, and will include all the content available in both the Xbox and PC versions of the game. So that's all the DLC, additional cores, etc. According to a blog post on the official Forza website, or Forza, whatever you want to say, Horizon 5 will have all the previously released car packs available for purchase, as well as the 2 expansions for Hot Wheels and Rally Adventure. Quote, we are excited to see the Forza Horizon community grow with new players on PS5, and we can't wait to see the creativity and skill that these new creators, builders and racers will bring to our vibrant community. So if you don't know who Panic Button are, they're best well known for their, quote, impossible ports of Switch games such as Doom, Doom Eternal, and Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. So, they've done some good stuff, including the Rocket League port on on Switch as well, which is actually quite a decent port, is it, as well? Or for the crossplay too. So they've picked a good studio at least to do so. But
I agree.
One of the tentpoles of Xbox has now gone over. This now means that the absolute floodgates are open for anything and everything.
Yes. I think this is a good thing.
I don't, to some degree.
Tell us why, Pete.
I don't think this is a good thing for Xbox.
Oh.
In some degree. Business sense, 100%. You're leaving money on the table by only producing games for one console. 100%, I completely agree with that sentiment. But now when you've got games like this, and when it's confirmed that obviously Halo comes over, Gears of War comes over, and you want to go into the next console generation, and you want to release a bit of hardware, why are you going to choose Xbox?
You have a good point in that it takes the, how do we say this? It takes the selling point back to the hardware. Yeah. I think this is good. I want to be focused on the hardware. I want them to push games to their absolute limit. We've got shortchanged the last 3-4 years, 5 years. I've said that repeatedly. So if this is what, spurs people on to create better next gen consoles, I'm for it. I don't care. You know what? I'll be honest. I've been an Xbox fangirl since Xbox 360, where I was a PlayStation fangirl before that. I go where the games and the hardware is. I'm not allegiance to anyone. I'm not loyal to a brand. I'm loyal to an experience, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I completely understand that. So long as the game plays alright, I don't really necessarily care where I play it. But I think that there is a selling point to having a piece of hardware. We've had it all throughout the years, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't change with the times, because obviously cross-platform and cross-play are all, cross-platform play, cross-saves and cross-play are always a thing nowadays.
That's inevitable.
I don't want there to be a specific game locked to a certain console. Yes, Nintendo do it, but they're very protective of their IPs, and totally understandable when they've built that up over 30 odd years. Also, they have IPs to sell systems. Xbox has IPs to sell systems, but they don't want to sell systems, or they do something completely asinine to ruin the selling of their system.
Yes.
But now I think with this, it now puts Microsoft down to, or Xbox games, to essentially just being a third-party developer. Kind of like the same thing with when Sega exited the console market, which means that there's now a gap. Unfortunately, with Sony and Nintendo basically doing their thing, we're not going to have anyone else step up to the plate. And I think creativity is going to go completely down when you have everything on everything.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I can see what you're saying. But I think you expand your market to include so many thousands of more people. That's thousands of more voices.
Oh, I know. That's what I said. I prefaced
Your
it.
game is crap.
But that's what I mean.
Or
I
it's
prefaced it by saying that they are leaving money on the table by not doing this.
Yeah.
Sony are, and let's not forget that Sony are also doing a similar thing by releasing games on PC.
Yes.
You know, everyone is doing it bar Nintendo.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I have to agree with it. I do want games to be played by everyone and anyone. I don't want that experience locked to a certain console. But I want a reason to go and buy the next bit of hardware. And if Microsoft are turning around and saying, well, all these games are coming to PS6, why am I going to buy an Xbox? I'm probably not, because I'm going to play them on PC.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, that's probably what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, but but bearing in mind that not everyone wants to go and spend £1,200, £1,300, £1,400 on a PC rig. They want the bare bones basic experience of spending £500 to £600 on a console, plug it in and play it.
Absolutely, because we went through all that, early 2000s when the PC Master Race started to break off and Far Cry and all that, was the benchmark. But I think this is going to now. This is weird coming from a Trotskyist as I am, but I think that this is going to introduce a competitive market, and I think that the market is going to set the pace for development and what these consoles are going to do and what they're not going to do. Let's face it, this last batch of consoles are crap. They're cobbled together. They, like I've said so repeatedly, they were never pushed to their limit.
Still aren't.
We had to, still aren't. There was a chip development issue or a chip creation issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, chip shortage.
That, and it's just been, they just threw something together and then kept throwing it out there and say buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it. It just was not a good product for the market. This might introduce competition, so that who makes the, I don't want to say cheapest because I don't mean that in like a derogatory way, as in quality.
You mean the most value proposition,
value
basically.
for money. Yeah, that. Who's gonna come out first? Maybe that will finally be the quote arms race, but I strictly mean about obviously video game consoles.
Mm-hmm.
Who can get the most affordable with the most bang for their buck, value for money console across the finish line first.
Yeah.
I love that. That helps the consumer. See, I am a socialist.
Yeah, I mean it does help the consumer, but I think there are a lot of people out there that really enjoy the Xbox ecosystem itself. Some people enjoy there are people who enjoy the Switch, people enjoy the PS5, people enjoy PC, Look at how PC reacted when Epic Game Store came out. They were like, nope, not touching that. As long as my games come to Steam, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So there is some sort of exclusivity, to everyone. Not everyone likes everything being everywhere.
Well, and I think it's Danker that said, unless they go handheld, which is now likely the plan. That introduces a whole nother, side of the market. The handheld.
I think they go another direction, personally.
Well, but this opens up a chance to have both a main console and a handheld.
No, like
Sony used to do.
Yeah, I agree, but I also think that they're going to go in a completely other direction, and it has been muted from other different podcasts and might have said the same thing. So I'm not parroting what they say, but I think that I heard it and I went, it actually makes reasonable sense. is, do you remember what happened with the 3DO years ago?
Too expensive. Yes.
The Panasonic 3DO, where
Yeah.
it wasn't just Panasonic making them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Microsoft is an operating system, and other company makers make the Xboxes or the hardware themselves. It could also be that there is a rumor going around that Steam are hoping to plan a console that come out.
Oh, they will.
Which also could have potential for side-loading
yeah.
Microsoft on it, or Windows on it, or they could have Xbox on there, so they could have a partnership with Steam.
Well, remember when the PlayStation, I want to say it was 4, but it might be 5, came out, and the fanboys on both sides were like frothing at the mouth, and someone said, hey, someone took the PlayStation apart and said, oh, this has Microsoft parts in it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it does.
No, of course it does. It's like
Microsoft is a software/hardware company.
No, it's almost like Sony are also a hardware company, and they might actually use some. Microsoft might also use some Sony parts too.
They did. Like the DVD player, I think, or something like that.
Well, the Blu-ray player is licensed to Sony.
That's it. Blu-ray, yeah. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. I was reading. Comments, chat. God, my brain is just not functioning. Yeah, I saw that too. Brett said that they're closing a lot of servers. X Defiant, I picked up on. Yeah, the crew.
Yeah, Multiverses was. Yeah, Multiverses.
It was so bad.
Yeah, the game was crap anyway. It was so bad that they shut it down and then brought it back, and then now shutting it down again. It was awful. Awful game.
Terrible.
Yeah. I was going to cover that in the news, but I thought, I don't really want to talk about that crap. So, anyway. Right, let's move on to what could be the final news story, but this could be an interesting one.
Right, okay.
So, I'm just going to preface this by turning around and saying, if politics and political discussions are not your thing, please check out now. We completely understand.
Yeah.
Like,
this is not a politicast.
No, I'm also going to put it down on record here. I don't care about politics in any way, shape, nor form. I couldn't give a crap about what goes on in the world. I just want good games, and I want good stuff going around generally. So this kind of news story comes up, and I'm like, ooh, right.
Okay.
So.
Hesitant.
I'm hesitant to discuss this one because this could go deep in certain respects. It could go one way or another with certain people, so I don't like to divide our community, let's say.
No, I don't either.
So,
but
right. I'm not going to tell you the name of the outlet yet. It will get to that obviously in the in there. I'm also going to have to probably explain some people involved in this as well to our non-UK based people.
Right.
So, let's get into it. A game site founder has had his priest's license revoked after he imitated a salute that was made by Elon Musk at the inaugural rally for Donald Trump. So, sorry, what was that?
All of those words in that order are insane and nonsense, but yes, please do continue.
So, a former games journalist and the owner, on paper, let's just say on paper for now, of the outlet, very well known around the world nowadays, have also been featured in vast advertisements for many a game release of recent years.
Okay.
God is a Geek.
Oh, God is a Geek. I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yes. Was owned by a certain gentleman called Calvin Robinson.
Right.
Who went on to become a priest, a prominent conservative influencer, and a spokesperson for the British right-wing party UKIP. Has appeared at a national pro-life summit on Wednesday, according to a video posted on social media. In the video, which has been watched over 10 million times, Robinson, in the words of his church, closed his comments with a gesture that many have interpreted as a, quote, pro-Nazi salute, seemingly imitating a similar gesture that was made by the Tesla owner Elon Musk. So, in a statement posted on Twitter, Robinson claimed that the gesture was a joke.
That was my next... Can I talk about this yet?
I think we need to read the story and go into depth with it, and then we can discuss. Sorry, I want to hold off for now. Let's just bite your tongue for a moment, okay?
Very difficult for me.
I know, but we need to have the full context in place here because...
I'm being a very good girl.
Yeah, okay, because I want to get to that because Look, shut up. However, the Anglican Catholic Church, not associated with the Roman Catholic Church, has criticised his actions and announced it had revoked his priest licence. You might wonder what this has to actually do with video games. I'm getting to that. Calvin Robinson is the founder and the last known owner of the outlet God is a Geek, a notable games publication featured on Metacritic and is regularly featured in marketing for both PlayStation, Nintendo and Xbox games. So, although the staff claim Robinson is no longer involved in the editorial running of the site, and his name is not listed on the staff page, Robinson's company, LDM.cm, is acknowledged as the owner of the outlet. According to the company records, LDN.cm was dissolved in 2019, so it's not clear if Robinson still owns the site or not. The registration holder for godisageek.com domain is currently listed as private, though records show it is owned by one of Robinson's companies as recently as 2022. Asking for clarification, God is a Geek stopped short of stating Robinson is no longer involved in the publication. It told VGC in a statement, Calvin Robinson has no involvement in the site on a day-to-day basis whatsoever. The editorial team will make no further comment. So, according to Robinson's author page, he recently posted articles from the site for the site in 2019, in addition to appearing on a podcast. After founding the game site, he ran as a candidate for both the Conservative Party in 2016 and 2018, as well as the Brexit Party in 2019. So, there are a lot of people out there who do not like Calvin Robinson.
Him.
Sorry?
I don't like him now. I don't know if I ever liked him because I don't know him.
Well, I have listened to several podcasts and clips and all that sort of stuff with him on.
So you would have a better, more informed opinion.
I would say so, but where he mostly appears is what would be most people would regard as right-wing publications. I'm not going to say which publications because I don't want people to obviously go and dox them, whatever, or stuff like that. Not saying that our fans would do that. I just don't think it's very fair to do stuff like that.
Because we're trying not to be a political cast.
No, we are not a political cast. But
all humans are political, though.
But let's be honest, it sounds like... well, if you were to search his name, you'd probably find most of his podcast appearances as well. He's been on some pretty notable ones, let's say. Some would consider them...
I agree, Nana.
Some would consider them right-wing, some would consider them far-right, some might consider them as centre-right. I don't really care. They're not left-wing outlets, and I'm not laying my cards on the table or what my political affiliation is because I don't give a crap.
But I will say this, and this is for anyone that's listening, my political affiliation is no longer represented in any government, I've noticed.
No.
Because I'd normally happily say I'm left-wing. Obviously, I'm a socialist.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody in any government in any country that represents my stand. Well, I mean, maybe like the Scandinavian countries. They're probably the closest.
Well, they might be the closest, yeah.
Yeah, but not so like. I don't care what side you bash because they all suck. To me, personally.
So based on what I know about the gentleman, and I can't say I know him personally, I don't think he did this as a quote Nazi salute. I thought this was a troll. It probably was. This is probably what this is now going to be as a result of what Elon Musk has done. But it is one of those things. And I looked at the video. It's included in the article, so you can make of it what you will and judge from it what you will. It's auspiciously bad, let's say. But, if you're clipping 6 seconds, then anything can look like anything you want.
My thing. Here's mine.
I do have an update for this, by the way.
Oh, okay. Do you want to do that?
No, you carry on.
Now, I mean, we could sit here and go, I'm an old lady, and I've had media training. I grew up in a performing family. Where image is everything. Your people are your everything. I do not know if it's the dawning of social media. I have no idea what it is. But people have become more exhibitionists.
Yeah.
They're more narcissistic. More, it's all about me.
I would say the internet has definitely made that more of a thing. Things like social media, TikTok, and all that have not helped with that.
So back when I had media training, you had to watch your P's and Q's. You had to be palatable. They call it palatable to all audiences. So generic, vanilla, stuff. No cussing, no boobs, no filthy mouth talk. No talking about murder and bodily functions, nothing like that. Very generic type thing. For whatever reason, again, I'm guessing because of like the rise of these prima donnas like Musk, they just need that validation of all the, oh, just look at me, please tell me I'm special and fabulous. And I'd say that even started way back with Paris Hilton and all that kind of stuff. Kim Kardashian, all that. Oh, look at me, validate me, tell me I'm special and I'm perfect and I'm beautiful. So you have these people who have turned, quote unquote, fame hungry.
Yep.
Do I think that there was anything political motivated behind that gesture? No. Does that make it less of an inflammatory gesture? No. And I personally would never, ever want to be associated with anything that even resembled that frickin' salute. You dumb idiot. You absolute dumb self-censoring myself.
Yeah, I know, I can tell.
Why would you do that? Why would you even invoke that comparison? Just because you need your freaking attention? F you. That's what I say.
I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to disagree with you there.
That was difficult for me. I self-censored a lot. But you see, I did it. I self-censored.
Well done.
And I'm on a podcast. He could have done his own self-censoring and not been an idiot.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think it was meant that way, but it is very, very, very stupid.
It was attention seeking.
Of course it is.
110% attention seeking. It's a troll, like you said. He doesn't care about the meaning behind it. But the problem is, there's people out there in that audience, because it is a more right-leaning audience, there's people in the audience going, ooh, if he does it, that means it's okay. I kind of have these beliefs, blah, blah, blah. You're validating my beliefs, blah, blah, blah.
Unfortunately, it's the slippery slope, isn't it? So this is now going to start leading down the road that people start doing it because they think it's cool to do from, let's quote, right-wing standard. And you know why that sucks? Oh, my poor baby. This is not me being a hyperbolic by any means. A lot of people died so that we didn't have to go through this moronic, stupid, don't do this salute, don't hate people, don't try to wipe out entire races. A lot of people died from a lot of different countries so that would not have to happen. Mm-hmm. And it's only been like, what? 80 years. Okay, 80, I was going to say 90, but yeah, 80 years. That's not even a full lifetime. People are living into their 90s now. Yeah. And people are still around there happen. Yeah. I'm angry because, one, it wasn't a political stance. No. He's not making a political statement. He's making a look at me statement. I'm so cool. I'm cool as Musk. Pay attention to me. Pretty much, yeah. Me. I think I can't, like I said, I can't disagree with you there at all. I think it is just one person done it, so it's now the slippery slope. Yep, we're gonna see this now for the next few years. Yep.
It's just like, oh. Anyway, that's just
but
me.
let's not forget that there are several on the left wing who have also been captured doing a similar thing too over the years.
I did watch this kind of like spread.
Yeah, I did
They're,
as well.
yeah, they are shots. Whereas if you watch the actual videos, and I'm not absolving everyone, but if you watch the actual videos of like Musk doing it, and then compare it to the ones that they said on the left did it, it's very different. It's very
Oh
different.
yeah, I know it is like the thing that me
Musk was intentionally doing
but
it.
that's the thing is that most people are only looking at the screenshots of when it was done
Yes.
on the left wing side, whereas actually on
And
these
look,
occasions we actually have video of it and it don't look great at all.
and I have to say another point.
Mm-hmm.
It really grinds my gears. Um, Musk did not do that because has Asperger's like myself or is autistic.
No, he's just an edgelord.
Yeah, that's all he is. He was a nerd that was made fun of and bullied by his father and the kids at school. They beat him up. They like kicked him, and that's not cool. I don't support
No,
that.
I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, it's horrible. And I actually do, like, I read about his past. He would have been one of my friends easily. But then he grew up and he's like, ooh, I'm the cool guy now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, money changes people sometimes. Not everyone. There are the vast majority of people that get too big for their boots. You know, it happens all the time. They get a little slight hint of power and it goes to their head.
Yep.
Remember those terrible bosses that you get?
Yeah. People
Yeah.
who are your friends in the trenches and then they get promoted up and all of a sudden they're like talking to you like, what?
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
lost off jobs for that. I don't put up with that. That's why I started my own business. Nobody rules over me.
Yeah, I agree. Anyway, so now that we've discussed that,
Yeah.
there is actually an update to this story.
Okay, cool.
As of the 30th, so a few days ago now, so Thursday as we're recording. This came out from the God is a Geek editorial staff, who posted a statement. We have decided. So in a lengthy statement, I will read the full statement rather than just saying what is stated on top of the article. So let's just read the full statement because I don't want any contact. I don't want anything to be skewed.
Yep.
In light of the recent actions of God is a Geek's owner, the editorial team has taken the decision to cease publication on godisageek.com. No, I can see your face.
Okay.
We have each of us put years of work into the site, attempting to keep entertaining despite the actions of our estranged owner. So they have confirmed that he was still an owner of the site. His input on the site has been zero for several years, but we cannot continue to say nothing. To be absolutely clear, we do not support, share, or condone Calvin Robinson's politics or actions. We have run the site independently of Calvin for several years now in the hopes that we would not have to lose the hard work we have poured into it, the access we have worked hard for, and the relationships we have developed. However, it has become increasingly clear that we can no longer separate the site from the owner. As a result, the entire editorial team will be stepping down with immediate effect. We will create a new site and our future content will be published there, bereft of any connection to Calvin Robinson. It will be hard to start again, hard to walk away from the work we've done here off on our own backs, and this is the right thing to do. God is a Geek will no longer publish under any of our publish work under any of our names. Whatever the future holds, we'll be working together to bring content that is fair, inclusive, and entertaining, as we always have. But we will be doing so under a new banner, and we hope that some of you will come with us on the new journey. We cannot apologise on behalf of Calvin, and will not. Our severance should stand as proof that we do not support or condone his actions, politics, or beliefs. We will be in touch with details via our new social links and emails in the near future. Thank you, the God is a Geek editorial team.
That's crazy. I applaud them for that. I wished I could fun though.
Yeah. So,
That
just want to obviously shout out the names of the people that were
yeah,
involved in the editorial team: Adam Cook, Mick Fraser, Chris White, Chris
yeah,
Hyde, and Lyle Pendle. I have listened to several ones of their podcasts. I was a long
yeah,
time listener for a very, very long time. Really enjoyed their content. Really enjoyed their podcasts. Their game of the year spectacle is always a thing to was always a thing to marvel at every single year. They would often do 5 days of discussions that would each total about 12 hours, which was quite incredible.
yeah,
And I really enjoy, like, they're always willing to discuss stuff with their fans. They had a very strong backing on Patreon as well, and I have interacted with a couple of them on Twitter as well, and they seem like genuinely nice people.
yeah.
One of them, I think, has even appeared on Deadbeat Punk's podcast as well. Or no, a couple of them have actually. Mick and Lyle both appeared on it, and yeah, they seem like really nice, genuine people. So it sucks that they really had to get involved with something like this just because of one person owning their site.
Yeah.
Even if they were estranged and not really doing much with the site, it's unfortunately the nature of the business is that someone owns it, they own it. You can't exactly do much about that, can you? Unless you're going to plan to buy them out, which
Yeah.
I don't think they could probably likely afford to buy someone out of a site that's generated probably quite like millions of views that would be getting good revenue.
Yeah. Although he'll probably be selling it soon. But
I don't. No, this would probably lead down to the fact that all of them have stepped down. Will probably lead to liquidation of some sorts.
um
If there's any assets, of course.
yeah. But this is what I'm talking about, how like in the early days, and yeah, I'm gonna use Elon Musk again as an example. In the early days, I was a big time Elon Musk supporter.
Hmm.
And people would be like, or the status quo would be like, oh, he shouldn't say such things, he shouldn't say that, CEOs are supposed to be quiet, and he's gonna lead his businesses to ruin. And I was a little bit, because I am a bit of an edge lord. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I was
Really?
like, I don't know, right? But I was like, oh, it's cool, like he says such things, like he called that guy, like, I'm not gonna say that on here, but stuff he did. I was like, tee, that's the new generation. But then he started going a little kook.
A little too far,
crazy.
possibly.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I don't know that we should be back in the old days where the CEOs remained, like they were nobodies. They were invisible. Except when you heard, like their severance pay or whatever.
Hmm.
But I think we've gone too far the other way too, where they
Yeah,
feel
I
like
agree. It's somewhat
you
like
know,
like the allure of the Hollywood movie star. Like now you know everything about them because of social media. They don't seem as
yeah,
interesting anymore.
yeah. That's the thing. And then it's like, does the CEO have to be interesting in order to get hired now? And it's almost like, because like now I've heard, I don't know because like I said, I run my own business, but I've heard that if you go and apply for jobs now, depending on what I was gonna say market you're getting into, but you know
Hmm.
what I mean. Uh, they ask how many like followers you have.
Yeah, which I don't think I understand really what interest that has with anyone.
Uh, I'm not asking any of my future employees that. That's creepy and weird. Um, I do like what Mike says, which is
Yeah.
it's going to be troubling starting up for them again. It will be, absolutely. That's why I think he'll end up. Well, it might end up liquidating, like Pete said, but I think he'll sell.
I don't think he will. Like the
That's
name,
just 'cause I sell everything.
but the problem is now is that obviously the damage is done. They know that he owns it, so therefore nobody's really going to want to buy it unless it's a prominent right wing, let's
I was
say
gonna
quote
say.
right wing publication
I
that
was gonna
wants to
say.
use it to spin sort of right wing narrative, possibly.
Well, I was gonna say he could always, always, always get the Christian evangelical right over in America to fund him and be like Christian gamers.
Yeah, but he can't
I'm
really
looking at
now
that.
because he's now no longer a priest. But he
It
probably
does.
still
Well,
would be able to in some respects.
I forgot you said priest because I forgot you said Anglican Catholic, which I didn't know was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't know
Um,
that either.
yeah, so he would probably have to do a little finessing, maybe switch over
Probably, yeah.
to the Southern Baptist Convention. But I'm telling you right now, I shouldn't say this kind of stuff, but I'm going to. Right now, there is a market. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, but that's me personally. There is a market for evangelical gamers in the U.S. If anyone wants to take up that mantle and run with it, you got it. It's definitely...
Each to their own. It's not going to be my kind of thing, personally.
Nope.
But, I don't decry anyone for having their religious beliefs. I just don't have them myself.
Exactly.
I don't judge people based on their race, creed, colour, or religion, or sexuality.
Yeah.
So, and that's how life should be, personally, and how I feel about it. Judge the person by the content of their character, not by what they are.
Pete will judge you if you eat peanut butter and chocolate together, like I do. I love peanut butter and chocolate.
No, I judge you for having that dog on our podcast. I kid. Apollo is always welcome.
Oh, well.
In fact, Apollo's more welcome than you are.
I'll let Apollo host next time.
Yeah. Right, what do you think about this, Apollo? No comment?
He's like, I don't think I just chewed the thumbsticks off of the Xbox controllers. That's my contribution.
Brilliant.
He's domestic, but I am crashing a bit.
Oh, I know. I just want to cover one more news story, just to lighten things a little bit, because that was pretty hardcore.
Yes, that's what she said.
So, do you happen to remember when I was talking to you about the Switch 2 experience that was coming to worldwide?
Yes.
Well, non-transferable tickets to the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 hands-on events are being sold on eBay.
They are. They are. How does that even work, dare I ask?
The tickets, which will permit players to attend one of the several worldwide hands-on events with Nintendo's next console, were given away earlier this week. So, emails started going out about whether or not you actually made the cut. And if you didn't make the cut, there is currently a wait list in case you didn't make it and other people can't make the event. And it'll be done on a first-come, first-served basis. Anyway, that doesn't matter. The tour will begin in New York and Paris on April 4th, before moving on to various locations in North America, Europe, Australia, Asia over the coming 2 months. And on Mondays, as we record, Nintendo started to inform players whether they're successful in their attempts to get one. But now tickets to the event, which have been very hard to come by, are being sold online. While Nintendo's FAQ for the event specifically states that the tickets are non-transferable, that hasn't stopped listings for these tickets reaching hundreds of pounds.
Is this scammers?
We might get to that.
Oh, okay.
Some listings to the US events, such as the listing for $1,000 to attend the New York hands-on, have been removed by eBay. At the time of writing, listings for events in Italy, London, and Madrid are currently still live. I'm going to go and have a look in a minute whilst we discuss this. So Nintendo said those who were unsuccessful in their application might get another chance to attend, with the waitlist scheduled to open up on January 29th. Scalpers are doing what scalpers do.
Like, how are they doing the non-transferable part?
I have no idea how that works. I don't get it. Because
why they're scammers and we're not.
I know, but this is the thing, is like when you actually signed up to the event, you had to actually sign up for a Nintendo account or use your Switch ID account to do so. And they will be checking that. So if you happen to go to an event where you've bought this ticket and you have no proof of your freaking Nintendo Switch account, they're not going to let you in. So you've just spent £1,000 or $1,000 on an event you can't even join anyway. Which is bloody stupid. But scalpers and scammers be scammers, and that's what they do.
I assume both you and Mike Tendo have applied.
Indeed.
Nintendo boys should.
I did.
Very good.
I was unsuccessful.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if I had signed up and was successful?
No, so Danka has actually put this in chat. Not many big names actually got a spot. There are quite a lot of people, and I'm in my EGX group with Mike Tendo, Impact Game Station, Gorney, and Rich from Nintendo, one of the Nintendo Music fan pages, basically. Not a single one of us got on there.
Wow.
Yeah, there are quite a
I'm
few
actually
notable
surprised.
content creators that didn't get on there as well,
Wow.
including Jeff Keighley. He had to go and eat humble pie, by the way, which was really hilarious because Mike, if you can get up the link to the tweet that he deleted, would be great. In fact, hang on. No, I've got it in our WhatsApp group. Hang on a second. I'm going to go and find it. It is very funny.
What have you done?
What have I done?
No, what has poor, sweet, beautiful Jeff done?
Jeff sucks.
Twink.
So he posted up, and I will show this to the screen. So in a minute, it says your Nintendo event ticket was not selected, which he tried to get the Dallas one. And his tweet that has been deleted said, "Have a rotten day." Yeah.
Oh, Jeff.
That man is no longer being sent to any Nintendo stuff in the future. Stupid Jeff.
Such a rascal. I agree. Dankers's people really want to know how the draws were held. I'd like to know too.
I'd like to know as well, but I'm not about to start turning around and going, "Oh, it's terrible. I didn't get in. No, I applied. It was done on a ballot. I tried. I failed. I am on the waiting list.
I was gonna say, okay, but at least you're on. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, I've tried to apply to be on the waiting list at least. So, but I mean, it's not like they sent him stuff anyways after Reggie's left. I mean, admittedly, yeah. So I did have a look at a new listing on eBay, just for the sake of it. Nintendo Switch 2 London event ticket is currently selling. Oh, don't know if it's had anyone watching yet. But it's currently on a buy it now for £150 or best offer.
I mean, if you could guarantee that I would get in, that's not a terrible price.
How many people are watching it? Oh, one person is watching this item.
You just don't know if it's real or authentic or whatever.
It's not going to be. It is absolutely not going to be.
Yeah.
So it's just ridiculous as is anyway, but hey ho. People will do this sort of thing anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's our news for this week. Sorry it got a bit heavy.
Yeah. Well, I got a bit heated.
You did.
I did self-censor.
Look, I don't care. It's the passion we like to see.
Yeah.
I just want to play video games, man.
Exactly. With my friends, so let's do some cross-platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. Friend says reminds me of selling the Xbox boxes.
Oh god, yeah, that was terrible.
Okay, I'm feeling rough. I'm gonna wrap this part up.
Yeah.
But we do a little post show, do a pre and post show over at twitch.tv/rapid reviews with all the gaming news and reviews that you can use for your week. I don't remember what I say now. Pete! Where can they find you out there in Neverland?
You can find me on the Twitter and X, whatever you want to call it, and Blue Sky accounts. Either one, social media. Not a fan, don't do much of it, but if you want to contact us, you can do so on there. I do run another podcast called The Never Watchers, which is a film and TV related with both Marvel Cinematic Universe related stuff, or general films anyway. But we will be back with another episode next week where we are covering Snowpiercer, which was the community vote, by the way. We posted it in several Discords, and that's what happened to win. So yeah, we're going to be watching it this week, and then crack on with the recording of it. So yeah, keep an eye out for your podcast feeds, whether it be good or bad, this coming week, because that episode should be out. Other than that, I'm mostly here every Sunday, talking to Kiley and watching a dog currently try and bite the crap out of a microphone. Yeah. Just great fun.
He likes my wires.
Yeah. Kiley, where can I find you out on the interwebs?
I'm not really, believe it or not, I'm not really on social media. About the extent of my social media, which is where I need everyone's help and participation. So obviously I'm on Twitch, twitch.tv/Kiley KILEY_WILDE. Go follow me on Twitch. Normally when I'm feeling better, I stream Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, starting 7 p.m. UK time. Occasionally Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. It's usually going to be Hitman. Probably going to add Doom to that. Those are my cozy streams. Although, with that said, as I mentioned at the top of the hour, YouTube and TikTok are really cracking down on me. So I just think it's not fair. I am a single puppy mother just trying to make it in this world. Like, oh, don't blame me. But yeah, so I'm pretty much begging if people could go over to TikTok and YouTube. Follow me if you want. You don't have to follow me, but please do follow me. I try to follow everyone back over on YouTube. For some reason, TikTok doesn't let me see or follow my followers. I think I've got some kind of weird, what do they call that? Soft ban? What is it called? Shadow ban. I think I might be shadow banned. Because they now put all of my content under review. And I can't see who follows me. And they don't let me follow anybody back. So, but the point is, I still need followers because my views have dropped to nothing. And also my YouTube views are dropping. I will be good. Next week, I'm going to try and do, well, I was going to say wholesome content. I'm really a wholesome person. I mean, my favorite thing to do is shoot people in the face in the game. So, maybe I'll just do some wholesome content for Monday and Wednesday and Friday. And then we'll see how it does. I'll feel icky. I will feel so dirty during that moment. So I now have to look up wholesome games. I don't even know what wholesome games are. But yeah, all of that to say, please come follow me. All my views are dropping. Other than that, I am too here on Sundays. Yeah, I agree. Oh, right. Mike says views are dropping for us on YouTube as well, which is insane because Mike's content is absolutely A-star. Please go follow it if you aren't.
Yeah, it's average at best. No, I'm joking.
I think the algorithm is shifting again. I actually believe this, and I won't, dawdle on this, but I do think that something. So I'm trying to get super nerdy, but I can't help it. I am what I am. Yeah. I think that a lot of the analytics / algorithm is provided by Google to all of these places. Well, obviously it's going to be to YouTube, but I think YouTube, TikTok, and then something else that I was messing around with. I think they've all got the Google Analytics as the background for their algorithms because they all, the first of the year hit and like all the algorithms just changed just across the board, and I was just like, well, nobody's looking at my stuff anymore.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Danger says, yep, noticing a trend as well. Mike Nintendo says, A-star, come on, Kylie, don't outright lie to the good people. No, it is to get. And I bragged. I mean, okay, yeah, it had to do with me, but come on. I did brag about our episode because I was playing Doom all last week. So I was like, go check out Mike's Game and Chat episode with me, playing Doom with him, as he asks me questions. And I try real hard to answer them while shooting people in the face, which is my favorite thing to do.
I mean, it's quite hard to do when you're shooting people in the face, you know.
I know. Most things are hard to do when shooting people in the face, but I wouldn't know.
Well, you do in Doom.
Yes, I do in Doom, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Doomy Doom. But that's going to do it for us here today on this really big show. We'll be back next week. Same time, same bat channel. Well, we're supposed to start at 7:30 p.m. UK, but I don't think we started at 7:30 p.m. UK in about 2-3 months.
Well, it's 7:30-ish.
7:30-ish.
Look, it's the joys of live streaming. It's never on time.
True. I'm always on time. I'm a wizard.
I appear when I need to appear.
Yes, I agree. Also, yes. Dagger says just crossed 3K for me. That's pretty good, though. That's pretty freaking good.
Nice.
Very, very good. And then we all need to play Doom together. Yes, we do. We do need to play Doom.
We do, and I'm just gonna be the cannon fodder for everyone then. Shame we can't do online with Doom Dark Ages.
I know. I'm actually annoyed by that, but you know
know.
what? We'll talk about that more when the time comes.
Yeah.
But that's gonna wrap it up for this portion of the show. We're only gonna stick around for about 2 minutes because I am not well, but I'm never well.
Of course.
There's something wrong with me all the time, anyway. But that's gonna do it for us. We thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you and talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Rapid Reviews Radio podcast. You can find the podcast on Anchor FM, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and various other podcast platforms. You can also find the video version by searching Rapid Reviews on YouTube and watch the podcast recording live on Twitch at twitch.tv/rapidreviews at 7:30pm UK time every Sunday. Please make sure to follow the podcast on Twitter at RRRadiopod, and for all the latest reviews, visit www.rapidreviewsuk.com or on Twitter at RapidReviewsUK.